I love crab rangoons, and I think most people love crab rangoons. But you want to know the worst part of crab rangoons? It's the spiky part where you bite into it and it stabs the roof of your mouth. That is the worst part of crab rangoons. But it doesn't have to be that way. We can have them in roll form, and that is what I'm going to be doing today. This recipe has been sitting on one of my Pinterest boards for like a year now, maybe 2, and I haven't gotten around to making it because I couldn't find egg roll wrappers until now. So let's get into it. I prepped my ingredients off screen for convenience sake. It says to throw it in a food processor, but I don't have one, so I'm gonna try my mixer, and if that doesn't work, I have a blender. I decided to use the frosting attachment for my mixer because I thought that'd be the easiest to clean the cream cheese out of. And I started just by throwing in the cream cheese to see how the mixer would handle it. And once it seemed like it was going well, then I started adding all the other ingredients and mixing it together. I did need to stop it and bust out the spatula a few times to make sure it was perfectly incorporated, but other than that, it worked pretty well. Getting the food processor attachment for my KitchenAid is on the list of things I want to buy, but for now, this works. When it came time to actually wrap the egg rolls, there was a bit of a learning curve because I have never done this before. I decided to make a little wrapping station on my dining room table, having some YouTube playing for some entertainment. It wasn't until I reached the end of this process that I realized that I had accidentally double wrapped each and every single one of the rolls. I didn't realize that the wrappers were stuck together like that until I got to the end and I got one wrapper that was a single wrapper, and I realized just how different it looked. I did attempt to unwrap one of the rolls to see if I could salvage this thing, but it quickly became apparent that was just not gonna happen. I decided to make do with what I had already made and go ahead with air frying the batch that I had, with the plans of buying more wrappers at the grocery store later to be able to use up the rest of the filling. Unfortunately, the rest of this process was done completely off camera because this had sent me into an autistic meltdown, and once I burned my hand on top of an existing rash, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to do the process off camera in order to just try to cope. My air fryer is small and I could only cook them 3 at a time. The first batch is done and you can see where the rolls started to separate. But I'm gonna do a little taste test here. This is one of the ones that came out a little better with minimal blowout. So yeah. It's chewy, but I fucked it up. The wrapper's chewy because I double layered it, and I think probably should have left it in for a bit longer, just a bit. You can see it's a little undercooked there, but other than that, it's really good. It was all user error. And since I now have to go to the store to get more wrappers to wrap the rest of these, and I'll have half a package left over, maybe I'll try the Big Mac egg rolls that I've been thinking about. Been a few days and I've been to the grocery store and I got more wraps. These are now single wrapped. I did leave it in for a bit too long and it started coming out the sides and broke a bit. But it is properly wrapped and it actually cooked through, so ha. I should have let that cool for longer, but it is so much better. There's still progress to be made in terms of how I'm wrapping them. Like, the appearance could be improved on, but the taste, I'll eat a gazillion of these. I got the ingredients to make the Big Mac egg roll, so let me know if you want to see that too.